Welcome back to another episode of Doug's X5, and I have a question for you. Am I the only one out there who has a quick disconnect removable steering wheel with wired push-to-talk buttons where I have no wire on my steering wheel? If not, please comment below and let me know what you have. Otherwise, if you want to know how I did this, stay tuned to this video and I'll show you how I got it done. Alright, it's time to talk Momo steering wheel. So when you're tuning and you have a push-to-talk radio for car-to-car, typically we have a push-to-talk button velcroed to the steering wheel right here. Well, with this new steering wheel, you can see it has the built-in buttons, and I'm going to wire those buttons as the push-to-talk. And at the same time, this steering wheel, although it's wired, is going to be a removable steering wheel. And in order to do that, you have to have a special hub assembly. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how I got that done. Or what you're going to need for this is an NRG Innovations quick disconnect hub assembly that is pre-wired. Now you can buy a spacer for the wires to run through. I decided to save the $90 because I didn't want the steering wheel pushed 3/4 of a more inch towards my chest. And so I took a grinder and I ground 2 notches out for the wires to run through, and I'll show you how that works. In order to do that, I just used a grinder. And then we wanted to smooth off all the burrs, so I used a 90-degree Dotco and a smoothing wheel. Now we want to bring that black color back, so I'm going to take a black marker and I'll color everything back in. When we run the wires, you want to keep the sand out. We're going to put some silicone around them as we bolt it together. Alright, that's all colored in black. Looks good. And you can see a dual wire pass through. Perfect. However, it's the steering wheel wires that'll pass through that. So I went ahead and cut off the factory ends and put my own ends on to make everything line up good. And so now I'm ready to take the hub. I'll have to line the wires and everything and mount the steering wheel. And I can't really hold the camera and do that at the same time, so I'll show it to you when we're done. Okay, we got everything mounted, so you can see how the wires go in the slots. Turned out nice. So this is the back side of it. Here's my steering shaft, and in order to make this new quick release work, I had to get a Grant adapter, so from a 3 to a 6 bolt adapter. And then I had to have the end of my shaft modified. So I had my local fabricator. Essentially, he saved underneath is the splines for a typical quick release. I didn't want to damage those splines, so he put the stainless steel sleeve over them to protect them. Then he fabricated the mount and then drilled and tapped for it to be installed. And then what I did is I drilled an extra hole right here, as you can see inside right there. And that extra hole is where the push-to-talk wire going to the car-to-car radio is going to run up through. But prior to doing all of that, I'm going to disassemble this so I can get it painted black. So do you want to see how push-to-talk is wired? Open that button, peel that off. Got 4 screws. There we go. So what this tells me is that all of the wires in this push-to-talk switch, the only 2 that we need to connect to the steering wheel are the yellow and the green. And that's it. Okay, I got my steering wheel hub all painted up, good to go. And what I had to do, I can't remember if I told you, is remember I drilled a hole through here. So this is where the push-to-talk is. I'm not using the push-to-talk button, but this is where the hole for the wire harness of the push-to-talk is going to go through. Then the coil cord will be zip tied around the column here. Should work out good. Alright, I got this wired up now. And so green is going to be ground. And yellow, it doesn't really matter because it's just pushing the connection together. I'm out of 3M black tape, but I want you guys to know, don't ever buy anything other than 3M tape. The other stuff is crap. Alright, let's put this together. Gotta make sure it lines up with the steering wheel. So we're gonna put it just like this. So the way I set this up is I got the cord down at the bottom, and as we spin it, you can see we will zip tie it. Tracy's in the Articat, which has a car-to-car radio, and I'm gonna connect this camera to the car-to-car so you can hear, and we're gonna test this and see if it works. Okay, so this is testing just the intercom. Now we're going to do car-to-car. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, well, it appears to be working.
Roger that.
Thank you. Okay, here's the final product. So if we look through here, you can see how I've got this coil cord secured. Let's turn the car on. This powers up the electric power steering. And let's see some coil cord action here. There you go, pretty nice. Real easy to remove. And what's nice is it doesn't matter what position you reinstall it, once you spin it, it locks right back into center. So that's a really nice feature. Well, now you know everything there is to know about how to wire a push-to-talk removable steering wheel. I hope you found this video beneficial. If you did, do us a favor. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned when we post more videos like this. And do us a favor, tell us what you think. Leave a comment in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one.